Hello and welcome to Angry Andy Reviews, and this is my review for Men.
Angry Andy.
Angry Andy Reviews.
Angry Andy. Angry Andy.
Angry Andy Reviews.
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 Don't make me destroy you.
So, Men, a film from director Alex Garland, director of Ex Machina and Annihilation. Ex Machina was pretty well received. Annihilation got sort of like a mixed bag of response, but you cannot deny that Alex Garland is one for creating these interesting and intricately detailed psychological thrillers, and Men is no different. It stars Rory Kinnear as pretty much every single man in this sleepy village, and Jessie Buckley, who plays Harper, travels this sleepy village to spend some time alone after the apparent suicide of her husband. And from the get-go, everything is very religiously symbolic in practically every single sense of the word and sense of the phrase. We see the apple of Eden, we see crucifixes, we see pagan folklore, and we get some truly disturbing creatures coming out from friggin' nowhere. Credit has to go completely to the performances in this film. I think the performances far exceed the reach and the grasp of what this film ultimately becomes, and by the end of the film it becomes something truly bizarre, truly audience splitting, I would posit. I haven't really looked at any sort of reviews for this film, but I would imagine that this kind of film would leave the audience completely split. It's not outwardly scary, it's not outwardly violent, I would say, but it is deeply disturbing towards the end. Depending on what you're used to, depending on what you're coming in for, you'll react one of two ways. You'll either react with complete shock or you'll act with complete meh, pretty much. And for me, that's where I kind of ended up with this film. The performances, like I said, completely far exceed where this film ultimately goes. Rory Kinnear is absolutely friggin' fantastic. He's at once engrossing and at other times completely fucking bonkers crazy. And I think we need to see more Rory Kinnear. He's a fantastic character actor. You've seen him in films before. You know who he is without actually knowing who he is. And I think he deserves some sort of praise for his multitude of portrayals in this film. Like I said, this film focuses a lot on sort of folklore and heavy religious iconography. And, you know, it also plays into the idea that men, you know, the old sort of religious idea that men see women as the reason for all their sins, and it plays heavily into that. There's a lot going on in this film, and yet there isn't. At the same time, there are long moments of nothing happening, long moments of absolute quiet and silence, which is, you know, it's not a knock against the film. It allows you to sort of really breathe in this oppressive atmosphere that's growing within the film before it ultimately gets this absurdly crazy final end. And the ending, I've never seen anything like this ending before. It's Christ almighty. It's something. It's something to see. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to give any sort of spoilers in this film. I'm not even going to talk too much about, you know, what's explored in the film, but it's fucking weird. It's very fucking weird. And like I said, it will leave you feeling one of two ways. It'll either make you fucking, oh, Jesus Christ, or it'll make you go, eh. Jesus. It is a film that you really should see, to be fair. If you're into your horror, if you're into your folklore horror, sort of like, kind of like Midsummer, you know, those kind of things, it's well worth a watch. Even if you're on the peripheries of sort of horror in general, you know, I think it's well worth a watch just for the oppressive atmosphere, for the performances alone, and the sort of twisting and turning within religion and how that plays into this. It's well worth a watch in that regard. But like I said, Rory Kinnear is absolutely superb. Jessie Buckley is absolutely superb. And it's very, very tight. It's a very, very tight and claustrophobic film in places, and it plays its environment of this sleepy village. It plays it perfectly. Absolutely plays it perfectly. The lighting is superb. The whole structure of the film, I think, is really, really superb. The way it's shot, you know, the sounds that come through, or the lack of sounds in places, and you know, the amount of attention to, you know, detail within Rory Kinnear's multitude of characters is something to enjoy. There's one particular character that was like, yeah, get out of it. You know, you can't fucking push that, but they do, and they go for it, and it involves a child. So, but yes, it's an interesting film. It's very good. It's going to be very divisive for whatever you sort of, you know, think within a psychological thriller, but definitely worth a watch. Not entirely my cup of tea come the end, and I think the ending kind of soured a bit of the film for me, because I just kind of went, fucking hell, alright. So for this particular film, I'm going to be settling on a nice, lovely 6 out of 10, I think. In fact, that's not fair. I'm going to go 7. I'm going to go 7 out of 10, because those performances really do fucking push it that little bit more. They really do. Regardless of what you end up thinking about the film itself, it's the performances to just take the absolute precedent here. The cinematography is excellent. The way it's shot is excellent. You know, the soundscape is excellent. Yeah, it's a 7 out of 10, but I will freely admit that that is because I've watched this when I was in a good mood. If I was in a terrible fucking mood watching this film, I think my score would probably be different. But there you go. I'm going to leave this review right here. Thank you very much for watching. If you want more reviews like this, then please do like and subscribe to the channel for all sorts of crazy ass reviews while I'm stuck in my living room. The office is coming along, but it's going to take some time.